All right, this is tray flip session number 2. I haven't skated in a while, so I've taken a bit of a break, but it's a sunny day today, a beautiful day to try to land the tray flip. And so if you want a little bit more background about what the tray flip is and some of my attempts in the past, I'll link my video for the first session here. But yeah, let's get into it. No time to waste. I'm padded up. Let's get warmed up. That's a good warm-up. I felt like I had a pretty good amount of pop in my ollies today, so my legs are feeling pretty good. That last kickflip was super sketchy, but I felt like I got some air on that one, so definitely gonna continue to practice that. Okay, so let's get back into the tray flip. From the first session, I watched back my slow motion footage, and one of the first things that I noticed that I need to work on is my front foot. And so previously when I was trying the tray flip, my front foot would just come straight up off the board. And so the problem with that is that there's no flicking motion to initiate the kickflip rotation. And so that's probably why I kept landing on the board upside down most of the time. So for this first part, I'm just gonna focus mainly on my front foot positioning and what the motion of my front foot is doing. So I'm gonna try to initiate a really light flick, and the direction is really important. So I wanna make sure that my front foot is going straight out in front of me, so in the direction that the board is moving, or even maybe a little bit towards the heel side. But what I really want to avoid is my front foot coming across my body, because that will drag the board a bit and then will mess up the rotation of the flip. And so I'm just going to focus on that, and I'm going to just try to land with my front foot only, so no full commitment yet, and then just see if that improves the rotation of the tray flip. Let's try. Okay, so that wasn't as productive as I was hoping for. I noticed that if I were to get a good flick from my front foot, it was at the cost of the pop shove rotation. So I would get a full kick flip, but then the board would only pop shove 180 instead of a 360. And so it looked more like a varial kick flip and not so much like a tray flip. And so maybe I'm just overthinking the front foot. So from the last session, I also noticed that my body balance is pretty off when I try my tray flips, and I noticed that I'm jumping really far in front of me to try to meet the board there. Meaning I'm throwing the board in front of me with really no reason to do that. And so I'm gonna spend a little bit of time focusing on body balance, so being really conscious that my body is centered over the board, putting most of my weight on the toes of my back foot so that I can really initiate a good scoop, and then trying to stay centered over the board. Okay, so those attempts were pretty hard. I think I've been at it for about 30 minutes now. Most of my attempts look like the ones that I'm probably gonna put into this video. And so my brain is just not communicating with my body today. It's all right, everyone's got some off days, so maybe I'll have to try this again tomorrow. But what I do think I can still work on today for the rest of the session is just attempt 50 tray flips and then try to land on top of the board. So mainly just focusing on committing to landing on the board and kind of disregarding what the board does. And so that'll help me build that confidence to ultimately land the tray flip once I figure it out. So it can never hurt to build confidence, right? So let's just try 50. I'm gonna show all 50 of them and just see how it goes. All right, let's try. Unfortunately, I was only able to get in 25 attempts before security came around and kicked me out of this empty parking lot. And this is my first time getting kicked out of anywhere ever. Part of me feels bad for trespassing, but the other part of me felt like a rebel. But I'll likely be scoping out some new skate spots to film, like the nearby park. Anyway, I didn't land any tray flips today, and that's okay. I'll be rewatching some tray flip tutorials and keeping up the attempts, since I need to build up my tray flipping muscles over time anyway. But if anyone has any key tips to share, I'd love to hear them and try them out, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.